We build runways that are 15,000 feet long. At LaGuardia, they're 7,000 feet long. In fact, I think they're 20,000 feet long over there, and deep, thick concrete and steel. Nobody ever built runways like this. Okay, it was way overbuilt, but that's okay. But we have billions of dollars into that. I said, if we leave, you got to pay us. If we leave, you have to pay us for embassies. You have to pay us for the money we put in.
How are you going to collect?
Well, we have a lot of their money right now. We have a lot of their money. We have $35 billion of their money right now sitting in an account. And I think they'll agree to pay. I think they'll agree to pay. Otherwise, we'll stay there.
Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? I can't tell you how many times I've had debates with people where they say, well, this article said this, or that article said that, or Trump said this, or so-and-so said that. Yeah, I heard the same thing too, but make sure you understand what they're talking about. People misunderstand what they're saying. A lot of times you're being misled about what's being said. But we'll go through and let's straighten out this myth as well, shall we? Before we get started, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I certainly do appreciate it. If you're thinking about buying gold and silver, head on over to our friends at Miles Franklin. The link will be down below in the description. When you make your purchase, make sure you use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and they'll take care of you. If you have any additional questions, you can reach us over here at this phone number or over here at this particular email. For all orders over $10,000, reach out by email and we'll make sure that you get a great deal. So come on over to Miles Franklin and add to your precious metal inventory. I did this video right here because you hear content creators out there saying, well, you have the World Bank and you have the International Monetary Fund and the BIS, and these people are all invested into Iraq. You don't think they're going to let them devalue the currency, do you? This whole video is about the fact that they're not invested in the Iraqi dinar. But let's hear what you guys have to say. Emmanuel. And yes, the BIS, Central Bank of Central Banks, does have a say in Iraq's central bank and monetary policy. No, they don't. Not at all. I already told you about this. No, the Bank of International Settlements, the BIS, does not have a direct say in Iraq's monetary policy. The BIS primarily serves as a forum for central banks to collaborate, share knowledge, and work towards global monetary financial stability. While the BIS plays a crucial role in facilitating international cooperation amongst central banks, each country, including Iraq, retains sovereignty over its own monetary policy decisions. There's this misconception that the World Bank and the IMF and the BIS get to tell countries what to do. They don't. Like it says, they facilitate. They'll make recommendations, but they don't control countries' banks. I appreciate you chiming in. LOL, I thought I had a glitch when it came up at Eminem cult. Nope, that's pretty much it. Oh, he's back already, Emmanuel. Pimpy, do you really think you're going to find factual information about who's holding dinars? That would be a direct tip-off to currency speculators. Come on, dude, get real. I had said that nowhere does it state that the United States is holding Iraqi dinars, and that's your response? So if you're not going to be able to find any so-called factual information on who is and who isn't holding the Iraqi dinar, then why do I got you guys telling me all the time Trump holds dinar, or the IMF holds dinar, the United States holds dinar? And then when I come back and say, no, they're not, you say, well, do you think you're going to find factual information? Don't you think that kind of contradicts what you're saying when you guys make claims all the time that people or institutions are holding the Iraqi dinar? But again, I appreciate you chiming in. Dear Pimpy, is this right? Example, I have a 250 dinar note at whatever the rate will end up being with my 250 note. So you're giving me an example. What is it? With the rate, exchange rate of 322? Okay, so there's a couple of things here. So if they just delete the zeros, this will be the right answers right there when they redenominate. But you'll have to get the new 250 dinar notes. If they do the deletion of the zeros and then they change the exchange rate to 322, then that would be the right one right there. But it's hard to say yes to this because we don't know what the exchange rate is going to be. I hope that answers your question. You can say all you want, Pimpy, it will revalue. I said that it would revalue several times, so I agree with you. Deletion of the zeros off the .0086 exchange rate, not a currency note. Man, you've been here long enough to know this. LOL. So, Big Daddy, first of all, it's .00076 exchange rate. See right here? So if they do the deletion of the zeros, they'll take it off the currency. But yes, I already told everybody that this would lose its zeros as well. That's why she's talking about the 76 cents up here. But that doesn't change the overall value of its exchange rate against other currencies. It remains the same. It only changes its nominal value, not the value against other currencies. That remains the same. I appreciate you chiming in. Where does it say one way or another? All over the place. Here, let me show you guys something. I've done this a million times, but let me show you again. Go look for yourself. Put in there, what is the deletion of the zeros off currency? The removal of zero from national currency in action aimed at increasing the nominal value. The nominal, not the exchange rate. But if you go and look this up, it'll show you, look, redenomination. That's what this is. What is lopping off zeros? The same thing. Changes the nominal value. If you scroll down a little bit, look, redenomination. It's the same thing. Analyzing the success of deleting zeros from the national currency. When you ask for lopping, it's showing you the deletion of the zeros, which is a redenomination. What is the removal of zeros off currency? The most significant use of deleting zeros in the economy is maintaining the value of the national currency. Removing zeros from the national currency is more of a political measure from the government rather than an expert or technical one, and is considered to be part of a package of economic reforms, otherwise known as deleting of the zeros. If you scroll down a little bit, redenomination. The reducing of zeros off the currency. It's known as a redenomination. I keep telling you guys, all those things are the same. I know there's a content creator that's trying to make it sound like the deletion of the zeros and the lopping are two separate things. No, they're all the same thing. You remove the zeros off the currency. And when you do that, right here, you're going to remove the zeros. So this will be 0.76, okay? But it doesn't change the value of your currency versus other world currencies. That stays the same. So that's where it says that. What up, Vegas? Or what? Yeah, of course. As soon as this stuff happens, we see a change in exchange rate, I am gaming. When Donald Trump was president, he had an interview on national television with Laura Ingraham, and he said to the nation just how much dinar currency the United States owns. Did he? Is that what he really said? Let's listen again.
But we have billions of dollars into that. I said, if we leave, you got to pay us. If we leave, you have to pay us for embassies. You have to pay us for the money we put in.
How are you going to collect?
Well, we have a lot of their money right now. We have a lot of their money. We have $35 billion of their money right now sitting in an account. And I think they'll agree to pay. I think they'll agree to pay. Otherwise, we'll stay there.
So when Trump said that to Laura Ingraham, and the other one is, we'll be on a level playing field, are the two most misunderstood things. Look, you guys, I was guilty of it too. When I heard these things, I thought Trump was going to make all currencies on a level playing field. That's the way I interpreted it. But, you can't fit a round peg into a square hole. It doesn't work that way. So what do you think Trump is talking about? He said we have 35 billion of their dollars. Isn't that what he said? So where's Trump going to get 35 billion of their dollars if it's not the IQD? Good question. A couple of things. No, Trump did not say the United States is holding the Iraqi dinar. He never said that in any of his interviews. The misconception surrounding Trump's statement about currencies being on the level playing field was misinterpreted by some individuals as a sign that the Iraqi dinar would significantly increase in value. However, Trump's remarks were actually related to a trade imbalance with China and not about the United States holding or manipulating the Iraqi dinar. In addition to that interview with Laura Ingraham, let's get this straight. Where's Trump going to get the money from? Well, here. The United States currently holds Iraq's foreign currency reserves, including its dollars, at the United States Federal Reserve. This arrangement gives the United States significant control over Iraq's supply of dollars. These reserves consist of foreign currencies, gold, special drawing rights, and possibly other assets to support Iraq's currency and manage its external obligations. We know they got over 100 billion worth of foreign asset reserves. We know they got a ton of gold as well. We also had what until we turned it over recently, but when Trump was in office, we still controlled the DFI. The DFI holds funds that include reserves from oil sales, seized assets, and surplus funds from the United Nations Oil for Food program. It was primarily used for various reconstruction and development projects in Iraq under the oversight of the international bodies like the International Advisory and Monetary Board. While both the DFI and Iraq's reserve currency assets are financial resources related to Iraq's economy, they serve different purposes and are managed separately. The DFI was specifically designed for reconstruction efforts and specific projects within Iraq, while the reserve currency's assets are part of the country's overall monetary policy and economic stability. Since we had both accounts, that's what Trump was talking about. He wasn't talking about they were holding the Iraqi dinar. We were holding Iraq's money, period. We had their DFI account as well as all their foreign reserve currencies. That's the money he was talking about. He didn't mean we were actually holding on to the Iraqi dinar. Nowhere in there does he say that. We had their money. We still do. We have their foreign reserve currencies. That's what Trump's talking about. We could have just took it from. I know. I'm always the bad guy. I have to bust everybody's bubble because you guys are misled into believing those things. It's not true. I can understand the confusion. I get it. But Larry, that's where that comes from. Hey Poopy, I always wondered if the same organization or group was responsible for devaluing the Iraqi dinar during the war. Would it be logical for that same group to be able to revalue it? And who is the group? The answer to your question, yes. And the other answer is who's the group? That would be the Central Bank of Iraq. They chose to devalue the currency after the invasion of Kuwait. But they kind of had no say-so in that. The United States punished them by taking them off the SWIFT system, so their devaluation comes more as a punishment than anything else. But the decision was made by the Central Bank of Iraq. After the Kuwait invasion by Iraq, which led to significant economic turmoil in both countries, the Iraqi Central Bank took the decision to devalue the Iraqi dinar. So the devaluation was in response to economic challenges faced by Iraq following its action in Kuwait and subsequent international sanctions imposed on the country. So yeah, the same group can revalue it as well. So I'm holding more dinar than all of them, but in my opinion, I'm looking at colorful toilet paper. Well, that's not a good way to look at it. We don't know what's going to happen. We'll see. Let's keep our fingers crossed that they change the exchange rate without deleting the zeros, but I doubt it. Let me say again, Pimpy, what happened to my comment? It was good, thanks. I don't know. What happened to your comment? Do you have other ones down here? Brian. Here's another one. Pimpy, what happened to my... is there any more? Thanks. I don't know. Did you leave it on this video? So your comments, you guys, just so you're aware, if you say something that YouTube doesn't like, they'll remove the comment themselves. I don't delete comments ever, so it wasn't me. But I've had people say, hey, the comment was deleted. It's not by me, so it definitely has to be by YouTube. It just really depends on the comment. Trump stated twice the United States Treasury holds dinar. Nope, he never said they hold dinar. Not ever. If you have the link to that, post it down below in the video, and then I'll go check it out. If he says that, then I'll make a correction, saying I was wrong and you were right. Trump is the greatest president of our time? Oh, Emmanuel, again, here we go. Pimpy, all that Mr. Poindexter talk doesn't mean jack. You think you know, but you don't know, nor does anybody else know. That's why it's called speculation. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. It is a speculation, but some people can make a more educational guess on what's happening than others. So I do know, and the Poindexter talk does make a difference. It helps people get a better understanding of what could happen to the Iraqi dinar. But I appreciate you chiming in as usual. Trump said U.S. owns 34 billion dinars. No, he never said dinars. We hold 35 billion of their money. He was talking about their development fund plus their reserve assets. Let's see, believe you or Trump? If you listen to that clip again, he never says dinars, so you can believe whoever. But first you have to question what you heard. Fix that first and then come back and ask that question. Pimpy, what happened to my comment? I posted, remember, I don't know. You got whatever it was, it probably YouTube. It does that itself. Either he had certain words blocked. You can do that. I didn't even know you could. Or the YouTube censor bots didn't like it. Yeah, look, you guys, I don't ever delete the comments. And I've had people ask me about that before. It's got to be something that you're saying that YouTube doesn't agree with. Probably the latter, but it happened to me too. He's not really wanting to delete something. I know some channels don't let you post things. So if you do, then your post won't post. Yeah, IQD. I don't delete posts, you guys. So if it's not there, it's definitely something that YouTube has done. So I can't control that, unfortunately. Dear Pimpy, is this right? Stacy, didn't you ask me a question up there? Yeah, it's the same question. If they delete the zeros, this would be your right answer for a 250 dinar note. I know, as usual, I have to come through and bust myth up again, like things that Trump said or didn't say. And I got to be the one peeing in your Wheaties. That's not my intention, but you guys keep getting things misunderstood or wrong. And I understand why. There are content creators out there misleading you guys. But if you could find any kind of interview or any kind of clip or something on YouTube where Trump says specifically that we are holding on to dinars, post it down below in this video and I'll make a correction. But Trump's never said that we're holding Iraqi dinars. The level playing field he was talking about was against China's trade balances. And you heard him on Laura Ingraham when he said we're holding on to 35 billion of their monies. It wasn't the dinars he was talking about. We had the DFI account as well as all their foreign reserve assets. That's what he's talking about. So just go ahead and leave a comment down below and I'll respond later. I'll catch you later. I'm out.